So this is madness for your methods, and I blame everybody else for it. Right, so a long time ago, I started working on Catalyst. I've written at least 2 versions of the attributes code in Catalyst. I think the latest one was Florian Ragovitz. And attributes.pm, I can't really give an accurate expression of my opinion of attributes.pm and still have the lightning talk video end up on the internet. I am not particularly fond of it, so I was looking for a way to have like annotation-ish things around stuff. And when, you know, what I really want is keywords, yeah? So you need to prove it on CPAN because there's no way you can try and get something big like that straight into core. 3 Pumpkins told me it was impossible. So obviously I decided to try anyway, and it turned out it was only really, really, really horrible. That would be Devil Declare. However, it did totally serve its purpose because after a couple of years, we managed to give Zephram co-mount. It's extremely fortunate that the NHS provides free psychological services. And we got the pluggable keyword API in core, which means provided you're relying on a non-ancient version of Perl, Devil Declare can now mostly be forgotten, except possibly as a parenting tool. But I ended up stopping using it because I like being able to fat pack stuff. You know, bundle it into a single file. Fat pack is the thing that bundles CPAN M and various other stuff. So I tried to make a pure Perl version, and it really didn't go very well. It had this tendency to spot the keyword naming comments and do completely stupid things. So I kind of forgot about it for a few years. And then yesterday, just as I've been thinking about playing with Babel in JavaScript, which rewrites syntax through to a lower level JavaScript, Damien gave me ideas. So this is why I was insistent about him doing another release with a fixed manifest, because I needed to depend on it. So how do I test an approach to doing keywords? Well, the way I always do it is to implement a method keyword that will handle plain and that works like that, and arguments that work like that. So what you do is you put a grammar together, go method, whitespace, identifier, block. This doesn't have the signature part in yet. I decided to get the first part working first because I can't figure out how to use regex debugger yet, and there is no way I can debug this thing otherwise. Then you break out filter util call. Source filters are only evil because they're line-based and you have to parse Perl yourself. Now they're not because Damien already did that part for me. So you write a filter that slurps the entire source code in and then goes through looking for a statement, checks to see if it turns out to be a method, captures the stuff at that point, and then shoves the appropriate signature capture stuff on and stuffs it back into the source file with substir, sets the pos back because we've just changed the length of the string, and we loop around that, and then that's going to compile fine. But that only handles them at the top level, of course. So I had to think about this, and then I realized that what I could do is let the grammar thing parse everything, and all I needed to do was capture the start and end points. So what you do is you use a chunk of Perl code in the middle of the regex that grabs the statement start, and then if it manages to get to the end, shoves it onto an array. Once you've done that, all you have to do is local the array, run the regex across the thing, and then you can go through the cases and do the faffing around with the substir to actually replace the code. So, so you pull the match out, and then, again, basically the same code, except this time around I actually got round to adding the signature stuff. So that literally translates to that. Same there. But, of course, that's still a dependency. So what's better than MSTware plus Damienware? Obviously, MSTware, Damienware, and Ingieware. So what I did was I extracted the mangling code out into its own subroutine, and then, having done that, we can use module compile. At which point, you do method signatures pp compile, that code is in there, and as it gets loaded, it writes out a .pmc that looks like that. Just ignore the begin block at the top, that's the Ingy part. That's basically doing a checksum to make sure the original hasn't changed. And then you notice The method keyword has gone and been replaced with a plain sub-declaration, and the user's gone as well, so you're not even taking a dependency now. Now, because the regex either matches or doesn't, syntax errors are epic fail, because I just can't actually do anything, at which point the compile errors from the method keyword not having been translated hide the actual problem. So use function parameters, which is actually sane during development, and then swap in method signatures PP for deployment and fat packing, and that actually makes sense. It's on cPan already. There's now 3 releases, because apparently I can't write pod without typoing. Happy hacking!
Hi, I'm Henry.